I just watched 3 videos, and the latest video from Michael Treason, Treason. Can't pronounce his last name. Pretty sure everybody has the same problem. So hopefully he can forgive me for not. But I was really intrigued to hear the very first part of that video that he wanted to talk about solutions. And out of 3 videos, I didn't hear one solution. I heard somebody say an awful lot of everything's impossible, yet we live in a world where anything is possible. We live in a world of possibilities, yet this guy is saying it's impossible. It's impossible to talk about the solutions. And I was like, no, it's not. All you have to do is start talking about it. But he focused on all of the negative. And what it appeared to me is it was nothing more than an infomercial. He's selling books. He's part of that corporate world. He is the media. He is the programmer that's programming your mind to have his philosophy. And he seems to be at war. A lot of things that I did agree with, but most 99% of what he said, I totally disagree. I disagree with the fact that things are impossible. It is impossible for him because he hasn't opened his mind yet. He hasn't let go and hasn't allowed truth to come in. He's very, very critical of the new age, which I don't even like that label because a lot of people have said that I was new age, and it's like, how the hell am I new age? Doesn't make any sense. I am a fan of this new science, holodynamics, that gets this label of new age. But what that study is the study of consciousness. So Michael's basically totally against the study of consciousness simply because he's put this label that it's new age. So it's like, see the insanity there? Like, and then you make a comment and there's a fan, somebody that's programmed by Michael's philosophy, saying that one of them was like, because I posted my opinion, and this guy was posted and said, nobody asked you for your opinion. And it's like, let's see if that rule applies to you. I didn't ask you for your opinion about my opinion. But no, it's like when you throw something out, it's like, does that rule actually apply to you? And it's like, clearly no. And that's the insanity that, this guy is the media. This guy is the corporate structure. That 3 videos that's promoting we need to focus on the solutions without focusing on any solutions is like, look at your own insanity first before you can start talking. And I'm pretty sure that guy's going to make an awful lot of money. He's doing an awful lot of promoting to talk about a solution that he can't talk about. I'm pretty sure if you go there won't be any solution because you can't even talk about a solution yet. I do hear, like, I did dive into some of his work, and I'm sorry, as soon as I start seeing somebody go down a wrong path, it ain't worth reading. The guy was filled with contradictions. He's filled with, looking back in history and finding out what is truth. And it's like, okay, we already know that most of history is bullshit. But yet this guy's going to research history that he knows is bullshit to find out that there's truth someplace. It's like, it's all bullshit. I wouldn't believe anything that you research. But that's another part of the insanity, is that all of history, all of the things that we've been programmed through our media, through our books, through is bullshit, lies. Yet that's all his work is about, is studying all of the bullshit lies and thinking that somehow there was an answer in all of the lies. And it just makes no sense whatsoever. I can't find. Then he says love is not the answer. And yet love is the answer. It's like, I'm just seeing one contradiction after another. But I was going to say that he's into alien or reptilians, or we have foreign DNA, and it's like, no, The only foreign DNA in you is the DNA that you may not be liking within yourself, but it's like, it's all human. We are all human. But I get that accusation that I'm a reptilian. And it's like, okay, if I'm a reptilian, what makes me any different than you? A different opinion? Is just a different opinion make me a reptilian? When anybody ever makes that accusation, and I try to find out, okay, where's the psychology in your mind coming from? Let's make some common sense here. What makes me different than you, other than I have a different opinion? They run away. They can't answer. So it's like, is this reptilian bullshit thing really real? Or is that just another lie? And I do agree that the truth is really hard. I think it's a really hard thing to wrap your brain around. But the truth of the matter is, I mean, the first lie that's ever been told to man, and you won't find that in any book, you won't research it anywhere, because nobody will put the truth out there, and that's the fact that the human body appears to be designed to live eternally. You want to live eternally? A lot of people don't. And it's like, why? What causes you not want to live forever, eternally, in this body? And then once you kind of look at that, then you overcome all the bullshit lies. You're like, the deal is that you got to create a world where you do want to live eternally. You got to kind of create that heaven. You know, and that's a hard truth. He did say some words. If the mind can create a problem, the mind can solve the problem. That came from New Age shit. That came from love information that he rejects. Somebody else says, oh, love is about happy bubbles. It's like, okay, if you think that that's what love is just happy bubbles, then I can see why you'd never find any solutions using love. But and I do agree that he says that you need to face evil. That is the best friggin' advice, going, because what we've been trained psychologically to do, and a lot of it has come from people like Wayne Dyer, which I love a lot of his books, but he's kind of misguided himself. And it is about focus only on the positive and never ever look at the negative. When your brain goes off in that negative area, that's where you're supposed to go. Oops, there goes your brain again. And he got cancer. Nobody's willing to face evil. Nobody. And what is evil? Evil is nothing more than negative energy that has a negative outcome. And it will always cause stress or manifest some kind of illness that kills you. So it's really easy to see what's good and what's evil. It's not necessarily just an opinion. It's an end result. Will that kill me? If I believe in that, will it do any harm to anybody on the planet? If it does, then it's kind of wrong. So for this guy to even make the suggestion that it's impossible for everybody on the planet to live in love, it just means that he can't figure out how that's done yet, which means he has no solutions. It's a matter of how to survive the war, the war within his mind. And he can't see that yet. The one golden rule that keeps me sane is the ability to say, hey, I could be wrong about something. Just prove it. I'm open to be proven wrong. I don't hear that he's open to be proven wrong. That's that egotistical mind. That's very similar to Rand. This is very similar to Nash, game theory that I just did a video on. It's like these people see negative. Same as Michael Tsarion is. He sees negative. He knows that he's got to face the evil. He's got to love the evil. But he doesn't know how to deal with it. He doesn't know how to transform it yet. He still thinks it's impossible. So it was a really good 3-video infomercial to another corporate media programming to keep you locked in a perpetual war. Because it didn't, out of 3 videos, he could have said, if he knew the solutions, he could have said, turns out the human body is designed to live eternally, and it's our job to live and create heaven. If he said that, then it's like, okay, this guy's onto something. I want to know how it's possible. But out of 3 videos, he couldn't even say that, which means he's still living in a lie. So, but go spend your money to that corporate guy. Is he evil? No. I don't see evil anywhere. I just see misinformation and an ego mind that doesn't want to believe he's wrong ever. And that's where these elites are. Everything that is negative, that has a negative outcome, is just dealing with misinformation. They're not bad people. One example, I go to this store, and yeah, I do have this smoking addiction, and can't really afford it. Try to make them last as long as possible, but towards the last week, can't really afford the last pack of smokes. But the store owner always fronts me a pack of smokes. And today I had to go and pay for them, and one of the employees is like, because I'm saying no, she's such an angel. And apparently some guy came in there, said that he was hungry and couldn't afford food. She gave him $50 worth of food out of her own pocket. This woman is giving to her community so much. And at the same time, she's running a franchise, which I think is pretty evil. And she talks about karma, and it's like, yeah, we're doing a lot of good things, but karma's a bitch sometimes, and we don't know when we're doing things wrong. And I said, for example, you can do all of that good stuff, but you own a franchise, and that's not exactly good, so there's going to be some bad karma that's going to come to you. She was kind of in agreement with that. But we're locked into, she's got to feed her family. What I'm trying to do, I would like to see some projects that can help fund us into doing what it is that's right. Because let's face it, she doesn't have any money to start her own store. But I would love, love, love to create a concept that can fund her to start her own store. Fund everybody in new ideas so that we do the right thing. Make that path, into creating heaven. So it's like, and on top of it, it's like, okay, a friend of me smokes, not exactly good for my health, but she did it with no judgment. She did it because I knew what it is I needed. And when you can ask for what it is you need and somebody give it to you without question, just so that it uplifts you in some way, is the way to go. Sometimes we don't know how to ask for what it is we really need, and smoking definitely is not a healthy thing. But it's like, what I'm not ready to quit yet. It would create more stress that would end up doing me more harm than quitting it. It's like, when you're ready to quit, it's stressless. And I have been in that experience where I have quit, where there was zero side effects. It was the most peaceful and loving experience I ever had. One time when I quit smoking. I ended up starting again, which is one thing that really pisses me off, and it's that I'm working on. I don't want to quit until that thing within me, that psychology within me, will never ever see that smoking is an alternative. When really bad shit happens, I always go for that smoke. And I know it is that will to die, while I'm living in this reality that life is about living and creating, eternal life. I'm working through a process of believing in myself, because clearly I'm saying things that are completely different than what anybody else believes, and there's a huge amount of hate that comes at me for talking about my truth. Kind of makes me, I'd rather be dead than talk about the truth. It's like, nail me to a cross. So it is my responsibility I need to overcome that. But I'm overcoming that by watching somebody not judge me. When I needed help, they offered help.